As parents, our first instinct is to protect our children. We read every label, we look for the organic seal, and we trust that the food on the grocery store shelf is the safest it can possibly be. But a series of bombshell investigations, ranging from the U.S. House of Representatives to Consumer Reports, has exposed a terrifying reality. Some of the most trusted names in the baby food aisle are selling products containing concerning levels of heavy metals. We aren't talking about accidental spills. We are talking about systemic contamination rooted in the very soil where our food grows. Today, we're breaking down the 5 popular baby food brands flagged for heavy metals, why organic doesn't mean safe, and the specific foods you need to swap out of your diaper bag immediately. Why babies are at risk. Before we name the brands, we have to understand why this matters so much for infants.
Right, but again, I mean, to go back, I mean, these people didn't join to pressure you to sell.
For sale,
right,
okay?
Right, by nature,
every public company. And listen, there's a lot of great things within Hain that most consumer packaged goods companies line, and some of that was currency, and some of that was fruit and vegetables in the UK, and some of that was our protein business. Listen, we're a public company. Every public company's...
Heavy metals like arsenic, lead, and cadmium are neurotoxins. Because babies have rapidly developing brains and smaller body masses, even trace amounts that might be okay for an adult can have a devastating impact on a child. The damage, chronic exposure to these metals is linked to permanent drops in IQ, behavioral problems like ADHD, and long-term damage to the kidneys and immune system. The scariest part? These metals are often silent. You won't see an immediate reaction. The effects build up over years of daily snacking. 1. Gerber, Nestle. Gerber is the most iconic baby food brand in the world, but they were a primary focus of the 2021 and 2024 congressional reports on heavy metals. The finding: Gerber was found to use ingredients that tested high for arsenic and lead, particularly in their rice-based products.
No, listen,
right?
Number one is there is so, as a friend of mine used to say, we got the secret sauce, and you know who that person is, okay? But there's a waterfall, and there's a great plan, to get that back into the 350 to 375 range, are missing. And listen, as I said to you the last time I was on this, I went through a hell of a year, the company went through a hell of a year, but we've come out in a good place.
His first step into a world of flavors, made with whole grains and real fruits, fortified with essential nutrients. Let his first be the best.
Perhaps more concerning was the report's claim that Gerber rarely tested their finished products, instead only testing the raw ingredients, which can underestimate the final toxin levels. The high-risk items: Gerber rice cereal and their puff snacks. Rice is a hyperaccumulator, meaning it sucks arsenic out of the soil and water much more efficiently than other crops. 2. Beech nut. Beech nut is often seen as the natural alternative to Gerber, but they faced one of the biggest recalls in recent history due to these very issues. The finding: in 2021, Beech Nut issued a massive recall for its single-grain rice cereal after it tested above the FDA's limit for inorganic arsenic.
So there's a lot of great secret sauces. There's a lot of hidden jewels within Hain. Listen, we're committed to take out $350 million out of the next 3 years.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Say goodbye to messy mealtimes and hello to hassle-free feeding.
Following this, the company actually announced they would stop selling rice cereal entirely because they couldn't consistently meet the safety standards. The warning: while they removed the rice cereal, many of their Stage 2 purees featuring sweet potatoes and carrots still show elevated levels of lead and cadmium. Just like rice, root vegetables grow deep in the soil and absorb minerals and toxins at a higher rate. 3. Earth's Best Organic, Hain Celestial. This is the brand that catches most parents off guard. We pay a premium for organic, assuming it's the gold standard for purity. The deception: organic standards regulate pesticides and fertilizers, but they do not regulate heavy metals in the soil
today that are growing and commit to growth.
Now, when I read through the most recent, which is the Barclays Global Consumer Staples, very big conference.
Find beech nut pouches in your local baby aisle or shop online for money-saving variety packs.
I kept thinking, okay, they're talking about slimming down, they're talking about cutting, to core brands. But then again, I didn't hear anything about
Congressional investigators found that Earth's best used ingredients that tested as high as 129 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic. For context, the FDA's goal is to keep these levels as close to zero as possible. The takeaway: don't let the organic label give you a false sense of security. Organic lead is just as toxic as conventional lead. 4. Happy Baby, Nurture Incorporated. Happy Baby markets itself as the socially conscious, premium choice. However, internal documents released during investigations showed that the company's own standards for heavy metals were much higher than what health experts consider safe. The finding: Happy Baby was flagged for selling puffs and teething wafers that contained high levels of arsenic and mercury. Investigators noted that the company frequently ignored internal test results that showed high metal levels and shipped the products anyway. 5. Sprout Organic Foods. Sprout is often found in high-end grocers and is praised for its unique vegetable blends. The finding: Sprout was criticized for its lack of transparency. Unlike some other brands that at least provided data to investigators, Sprout was initially uncooperative. When data was finally reviewed, several of their vegetable-heavy pouches were found to have significant levels of lead and cadmium. The issue:
And it's not about selling the company, it's building for shareholder value and continuously changing the way the world eats. And commit to growth. There's not too many consumer packaged goods companies within the food and consumer packaged good area.
Now, EBITDA declined, but you've got a plan to get it right back.
EBITDA declined.
Beech nut pouches offer delicious flavors for on-the-go lifestyles. Real fruits, veggies, grains, and yogurt are pureed smooth for grabbable goodness.
Because Sprout relies heavily on concentrated vegetable paste to keep their pouches shelf-stable, they are inadvertently concentrating the heavy metals found in the original crops. What to do instead? The clean swap. You don't have to panic, but you do have to pivot. Here is the safe shopping guide for 2026. Ditch the rice. Swap rice cereal for oatmeal, quinoa, or barley. Rice is almost always the highest source of arsenic. Varied veggies. Don't feed your baby sweet potatoes and carrots every single day. Rotate in leafy greens, peas, and squash. Look for the Clean Label Project. Look for brands like Cerebelli, Little Spoon, or Serenity Kids. These brands specifically test for heavy metals and carry the Clean Label Project Purity Award. Fresh is best. Whenever possible, mash a banana or an avocado at home. The less processing of food goes through, the lower the risk of additive contamination. The baby food industry is changing, but it's changing because parents are demanding better. By choosing safer grains and supporting brands that prioritize heavy metal testing, you are protecting your child's future. Have you switched away from rice cereal yet? What are your favorite clean brands? Let's share some resources in the comments. For more on the hidden toxins in our food supply, check out our video on the protein powders to avoid. Thanks for watching.